Hello everyone and welcome to a unboxing review. This time we are looking at Funko Pops and we are looking at Yu-Gi-Oh! So yes, there's quite a few expensive things here and they are going to be opened. They're not going to be sealed, which is going to lose their value. So if you're a bit squeamish and that isn't the kind of thing for you, look away now. But yes, we have 10 regular figures to look at, 2 supersized, which are Obelisk and Slifer. Unfortunately, the only one we're missing is Exodia, because the company that I pre-ordered it from still hasn't sent it out to me, a company that shall not be named. Yes. So, instead we have all the rest of them here. So we're going to go through each and every one of them. So let's put Obelisk and Slifer away to the side. We'll look at them at the end. We're going to look at the figures that I already owned. So I started this collection with just 3 figures, which was Yami Yugi, Kaiba, and of course the legendary Blue Eyes White Dragon. Yes. There is another pop figure that I'm missing, which is Blue Eyes White Dragon, and it's called the Lunchbox version. And he's basically exactly the same, apart from he's silver rather than this kind of bluish colour. But he is tremendously expensive and very difficult to get hold of. But it's the exact same mould, it's just different colour, and I really didn't want to go unboxing that. So let's take a look at the Blue Eyes, since he is the first of the big Yu-Gi-Oh cards. As you can see, he's a very, very nice sculpt. He looks very much like the card. It's lovely. I much prefer, see when Funko Pop actually sculpt the head, rather than just, you know, this basic version. Like, I mean, this basic version is fine. The body is really well done, but I really like it when they go to the effort of the facial sculpt. You know, like all the lines drawn in, you know, big open mouth, the teeth, tongue. So it's very, very cool looking. It doesn't come with a stand. He's got these very defined claws, and you can see that, oh no, he's knocked over his master, Kaiba. You can see that he stands using his claws and his tail as well. So, very cool little character. Let's look at the king of games, Yugi Moto, which he arrived with this little scratch on him, and a little scratch here in the box. Maybe he had this scratch as well, don't know. But, yeah, very strange, don't know about that. But he's got his puzzle, he's got his set of cards there, and you can see that, if we look at it, you can see that it does actually have the imprint of what the cards are. It's just a black outline version, sort of like an anime version. Nothing's written on the card. But he's in this very, very cool pose. He's got his jacket out, you know, like swaying in the wind. Reminds me very much of the Alcatraz Tower battle, where it was Yugi versus Kaiba. So, with the cape flowing in the wind, and the two of them summoning Slifer and Obelisk against one another. And of course, Kaiba, he has his fist clenched in the antagonist method. He's wearing his, is that season 2 or is that season 3 costume? I think season 1 he had the purple jacket. I think he did have a purple jacket in season 2, but it wasn't white. I think this was maybe into the, I mean, this was certainly in the Battle City tournament that he used this. Must be season 2, yeah. But there was a weird bit in between that you had a sort of mixture of the two outfits, where you had a purple jacket that was like this, with the metal studs and everything in it. So, there is Seto Kaiba, Yugi, or the Pharaoh Atem, and the Blue Eyes White Dragon. And let us see what other characters we have that we can add to our little roster. Well, let us begin with Yami's Aibo, which means partner. And it is little Yugi Moto, the counterpart to Yami. And you can see the back of it, you see the 5 figures, which is this Exodia is the only one we're missing. Bloody hell, Exodia. So Joey Wheeler, Red Eyes, Maximilian Pegasus, and Yugi Moto. And this is number 715. And it does say collect them all, which, you know, I'm trying. One Exodia away. I'm not getting that lunchbox version. So let us open this. Yugi Moto, not an expensive one, so no real issues here. Let's pull him open and see exactly what we have inside. Sorry about that, folks. I just got interrupted there very rudely by someone at the door for no real particular reason. But yes, back to the review. We are doing Yugi Moto. Apologies for that. Some people do not understand when I am recording. It is just a thing, and they come in and they give the most meaningless information. So let us look at Yugi Moto. There we go. So very similar to the way that Yame looks. He's got his cards more kind of defensive pose. He's got the Millennium Puzzle there, and he's obviously wearing the jacket rather than having it over his shoulders. So yes, it doesn't have the spikes in his hair that obviously Atem does, and it almost looks like it's designed to like stand in a sort of like back-to-back method with Yugi, with Yame. So that's quite cool, and I think that is the way that we are going to keep them. Yes, that's probably going to be the way that they're going to be displayed. I'll be honest, I'm probably not going to keep the boxes for these. I know that the boxes do make them still worthwhile, because even if they have been opened, having the box gives them a little bit more financial stability, but I'm not planning on selling them, so I'm just going to keep them, I'm just going to sell them. So one of the interesting things is, I don't know if this is just because of when they were released, but Yugi's red or pink hair is very, very lighter comparison to Atem's or Yame's. So that is quite interesting to see. Let's put Joy over, or Kaiba over here with blue eyes, and let's look at the next character, which is going to be Joy. Yes, revealed that a little bit ahead of time. So there he is, Joy Wheeler, Jonichi, as he was called in Japanese. And let us take a look at it. Well, let's look at the box. Box looks to be very, very similar to the Yugi one, apart from it says Joy Wheeler on it, as this little bit here. So yes, let us continue. And Joy, he is wearing his school outfit, which he wore through the majority of Season 1 through Duelist Kingdom. Not what he wore during Battle City. He wore the green jacket, I think. Or did he? Maybe he didn't. He's got his trainers, which that's quite cool that they've added in that detail. Can we see the cards that Joy is holding? Looks to be the same kind of style as the others had. So yeah, Joey's got his fist clenched, like he's kind of looking for a fight. As you have the cards out at the front, which is very, very Brooklyn Rage. No, that was more like Malik, wasn't it? Oh well, he has a little bit of standing issue. If you put it on his side, maybe he just has a little bit of standing issue in general. Ah, right, okay. So if you put the fist out in front, then he stands. So this is presumably the way that they intended him to stand. So we'll put Joey over here next to the Pharaoh, his good friend. And let us move on to the next one. Let's go through the characters, shall we? So I think the next character we'll go for before we go into the monsters is Maximilian Pegasus J. Crawford. Yes, that is his full name. There he is with his Millennium Eye. Yep, exactly the same. This is number 716. So this is the second wave of the Funko Pop figures. And let us see exactly what Pegasus looks like. Yes, he has his very famous hair. This is a very lovely eye. This part is actually entirely separate from the head, so that's quite cool. All your cunning strategies, all the tricks you try, looks like merely child's play to my Millennium Eye. Yes, lots a bit of singing there for you. So yes, Pegasus was always one of my kind of favourite characters. Like, he was just so over the top, and also so ridiculous that he owned Duel Monsters, and he ended up like creating Relinquish and Thousand Eyes for his Millennium match against Yugi. And it's like, well, if you're going to create cards, then why don't you just create something that's just like, I win the game. When I play this spell card, let me win the game, Yugi boy, and it can't be countered to. It's something ridiculous like that, because there was no rules to it. But yes, his Pegasus' outfit always kind of reminds me of Edgeworth from the Phoenix Wright games. So we don't have any monsters to go with Pegasus, so I think we're just going to put you over to the side here, next to the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Also, I don't know why Pegasus only made 4 Blue Eyes White Dragons and then just didn't keep any for himself, but like stole it back and made it Blue Eyes Toon Dragon. So, yes, very strange. That means that he actually developed Blue Eyes Toon Dragon with no intention of ever actually using it and just got lucky when Kaiba had it and he was able to take control of it. So, that's very strange. So let us move on to the last figure, the last main character, which is the special edition, Marik Blister. Yes, Yami Malik, which this special edition, I can't remember exactly how it was you got this, but on the back of it, it's the usual 5. Obviously, it doesn't have the Malik part, and this is number 886, so it's much later on than the other figures, which were all 700. Yep, Pegasus was 716, Joy Wheel was 717, Yugi was 715, and Red Eyes is 718. So, and Slifer is 756, Obelisk is 757, Yami Malik is 886. So he is the current most recent figure. And as you can see, they have lovely given me this little plastic thing to keep my Funko Pop nice and safe, but we are going to ignore that and pull it right out. We are going to unbox him in front of everyone to let you all see what Yami Malik actually looks like. So you can see there that he's got the Millennium Rod and he's got a dual disc on. So very lovely to see that there's improvements there. Obviously Yami Malik was the main villain of the Battle City. So let us take a look at him. He should be very lovely to see. Oh yes. So they've really, he really has a sort of, they've really stepped up the game for Yami Malik as the head does move. So there you can see the dual disc is all very lovely. Let's bring that right up to the camera. Let it focus in. So yes, there we go. You can see that it has the little deck in there. It's got its little cards. And the cards do have some detail on the back of them. There is the Millennium Rod, which has the spike at the bottom of it. So that's quite cool. That means it's the Japanese version, because in the English version I believe that they just had the rod as a sort of kind of rounded edge, if I remember from the censorship. So he has obviously the big Millennium Eye in the centre. That was the sort of take control things. And this is obviously, the cape version with the chain and everything, even though he's still wearing the kind of Malik outfit. So that's very cool. So I'm hoping that they release a Winged Dragon of Ra at some point, which would go very lovely with that. My goodness, Malik taking out Joy as he did. So, I mean, he's sticking to the plot. So if we do something like that, and if the camera would focus, thank you. Jeez. Just realised, sometimes you don't always look at the camera and you look up and it's suddenly way out of focus. So let us bring Joy up here. So we have Kaiba with the Blue Eyes White Dragon. I think it is only fair that Joy get out his main creature, which is the Red Eyes Black Dragon, which is number 718. So let's just bring him out. So this is interesting. The Blue Eyes White Dragon, all the rest of these, they came in this method, which opens this way. The Red Eyes, it has been sealed by both sides. So, a little bit different. And there he is, the very glorious, very beautiful Red Eyes Black Dragon. And where the Blue Eyes is the most powerful creature, the Red Eyes has the most potential, I believe, is his flavor text. So as you can see, he looks very similar to the Blue Eyes. He's like the antagonist to the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Obviously originally belonged to Rex Raptor, and then Joey Wheeler won Red Eyes off of him. So notice that Red Eyes doesn't actually stand with his tail. His tail is actually off the ground here. He just stands with just his claws. But he's very, very similar to the Blue Eyes. They've got very similar feet. They've got very similar claws. They've got very similar... The body is different, as it should be. And the head is obviously quite a bit different. But they've got the same sort of style, the same kind of look. So that is very cool. I didn't check the head. Well, the head has a very strange swivel on it. The head, it moves this way. So, rather than the usual aspect. But it does have the movability there, if you're looking for that. Let's put Red Eyes over to the side. Let us close this up. And we shall put this away. And let us see, who do we have next? Well, we have two more of the normal ones before we go into the special ones. So let us start with the Dark Magician Girl, which is a fan favourite of many, many people. So this is number 390. So I think yes, she was one of the original four with Yugi, Blue Eyes, Kaiba. And, well, Yami Yugi, Seto Kaiba, Blue Eyes White Dragon, and Dark Magician Girl was the fourth. I didn't own this originally, because I didn't really see Dark Magician Girl as Yugi's main creature, but let us open it. And she does come with a stand, so presumably she's got quite small feet. Oh, this is actually very nicely done. They've got her headpiece. Absolutely correct. She's got her wand. They've got the little arrow that points down on her stomach. Got her little sort of cape thing going on here. And her boots. The hair is very well done. And she has her little blush marks. Don't know if that can... Yep, you can kind of see it there on the camera. So let's equip this to her foot. Just like so. Pressed in. You should just press in. It's going to be a little bit of an issue. There. And ta-da! There you have the Dark Magician Girl, which is the first of Yugi's creatures that we will be looking at. Let's bring this forward a little bit. Bring the characters into the screen. But you can't have the Dark Magician Girl without our master, the one that trained her, who of course is the one and only Mahado himself. Yes, the Dark Magician, which is a Hot Topic exclusive, which meant that it was very difficult to get hold of, slightly expensive. And as you can see, it comes in this lovely Funko Pop box to keep it. Now this is number 595, and you can see here that it's counted as being part of the originals, even though it is 200 numbers later, well 205 numbers later. But we are going to open this regardless. And there is the seal broken off of it. As you can see, it's got this lovely little symbol here. If the camera can focus in on it. It actually says Funko Pop on it. There we go. Pop Figures. Popfigures.com, apparently. That is maybe where this figure came from. It is very nice to open. And there he is. There's the Dark Magician himself, which I am well aware is a very rare figure. But, yep, that is part of what I do. I am a unboxer and reviewer, which means I don't review them in their boxes. I have to open these guys. So let us see the Dark Magician outside of his lovely, lovely box. And there he is, the ultimate master of magic in terms of attack and defense, which is absolutely lies, because there's definitely loads of spellcasters that have higher attack and defense than what Dark Magician does. But there we go. So he's got his lovely little staff. The staff looks absolutely on point. If the camera would focus. Focus camera. There we go. He's got his armour. It's very much on point. Yes, in terms of the look, he's got his purple hair. So this is the sort of anime version rather than the original card game version. The original card game version, he had green skin and I think it was blue hair. But there we go. So now, Yugi has his creatures, his main deck, which is Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl. So before we continue to the gods, let us rearrange a tiny bit here. And we will move just some things around. So if you'll just give me a little second. And welcome back, folks. As you can see, a battle has occurred where Kaiba has the blue eyes and Yugi has summoned Dark Magician Girl, while Marik, Pegasus and Joey watch on. For some reason, Joey has summoned red eyes. Don't know what that's about. Maybe a battle is about to commence between Pegasus and Marik against Joey. Well, if it's 2-on-1, I don't imagine Joey having much luck there. But now, let us look at the first of our gods, which is the special edition, Obelisk the Tormentor, which is number 757. As you can see, it has the usual 5 creatures on the back. Let us open up and look at the first of our gods, which is far, far bigger than the regular figures. It is supersized. The corner seems to be stuck there. There we go. And once again, this is split in the middle. So let's just pull this out. Take the box away. And let us open the master of the Fist of Fate himself. It's no monster, it's a god. It is Obelisk the Tormentor, with his full 4,000 attack and 4,000 defense. Yes, this was, I believe, the very first god that was shown in Yu-Gi-Oh!, which is Obelisk, which was given to Kaiba by Ishizu. And let us place. As you can see, Obelisk is absolutely massive. Just dominates the field. We'll have him right up there next to Seto Kaiba as we look at the very last Funko Pop that we have today, which is, of course, Slifer, the Sky Dragon, or Osiris. Depending if you're watching it in Japanese with subtitles or if you're watching in English. And it says only at this symbol, which I think that is maybe target. I couldn't actually tell you. But there is the Slifer the Sky Dragon box, which is very poorly being shown to you. But it has this lovely pop artwork. I love these little, see just this little artwork here on the side? Like, I think that is so cool. But yes, let's get into him. This is the last one to show off, which I think was one of the more expensive ones that I got. Slifer. And of course, the only one that I am missing, that is currently available, is Obelisk the Tormentor. Oh, I didn't realise this, but he's actually got a backing. We can actually take it out as well. So the background image is like, they might have that upside down, and it's like hieroglyphics. Like as if, it's almost like the kind of card back, because Slifer was obviously big and red. And does Obelisk have a similar one? Obelisk has the exact same red version. So, never mind, I thought they were maybe trying to go for the card artworks. But let us look at our big Sky Dragon himself, who is, wow, he's very, very impressive actually. I'm looking at him off camera. So here he is, there is Slifer the Sky Dragon. As you can see, he has the giant, long, twisted body that goes all the way around, which, you know, goes in on itself. He's got his claws, his initial claws up here, his back legs down here. He has his twin mouths. Wow. This is, you know, this is really a step up. You know, the wings and everything. The back spikes, you know, the spikes across the entire body, actually. Goes the entire way. Wow, they really outdid themselves in this Slifer. You see, there's a chip there on his tooth, and this is brand new. This is just out of the box. This is what I'm talking about. Funko Pops, you get these sometimes. I don't imagine there's any head movement. No, it doesn't feel like there is. It seems like it's just a one solid object. So, yes, there is Big Slifer, the Sky Dragon himself. And let me try and position him somehow into this. Let's just get the camera to focus in, first of all. So, if we move little Yugi back here, put Slifer, the Sky Dragon up to there, and then bring little Yugi in a little bit, like that. How does that look for the camera? Then remember, if we bring Kaiba down just a little bit, so that he matches up with Yugi. And there, well, I mean, Joey and Pegasus are almost entirely covered, but entirely hidden from view. But yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. So that is my Funko Pop collection of Yu-Gi-Oh figures, some of which are remarkably rare, some of which quite common, some of which you can get, you know, for relatively cheap, some of which you'll have a large and hard time getting hold of one, especially one in nice condition. So that is going to be it for this video, folks. I hope you all enjoyed. We're going to do a little review of, well, actually I shall show you a quick preview. We have the brand new Slifer and Obelisk Egyptian God decks. So that review shall be coming very soon. I'll be doing that later tonight, and it's just whenever it gets uploaded. In fact, I might even do it live. Haven't decided. So, in fact, if I do it live, then that video will come out before this one does. So that's strange. But that is going to be it for this video, folks. I hope you all enjoyed. Remember, you can talk to me in the Discord, which you can find in the description below. If you did enjoy the video, give us a like, share and subscribe. Try to leave any comments. I do try to respond to all of them. And we will see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.